Most women think being attractive means being perfect. Perfect body, perfect texts, perfect timing, perfect makeup, perfect answers. But ironically, that is exactly what pushes away the men they actually want. Because men do not obsess over women who feel easy to figure out in 5 minutes. They obsess over women who make them feel something. Women who have a presence. Women who have depth. Women who feel soft, but still impossible to fully own. And no, this is not about playing games. It is about understanding female psychology, feminine energy, and attraction psychology on a deeper level. Because there are certain feminine habits that instantly change the way men see you. And once you understand them, you stop chasing attention and start becoming the kind of woman men cannot stop thinking about. Stay until habit number 3, because that one completely changes what most women think attraction is. And honestly, it is probably the one most women struggle with the most. All right, my lovies, let's get into it. Habit 1. Strategic emotional space. The first feminine habit that instantly triggers male attraction is not revealing everything about yourself too quickly. A lot of women think that if they want to build a connection, they need to tell a man everything immediately. Their childhood, their trauma, their ex, their insecurities, their 5-year plan. And while vulnerability is important, too much too soon can actually kill attraction. Because attraction grows in space. Men value what they have to slowly discover. Think about it like this. A diamond that somebody has to dig for feels 1,000 times more valuable than one that gets thrown into their hands. And emotionally, women are the same. When you reveal yourself layer by layer, you create mystery. Not fake mystery, not manipulative mystery, just healthy emotional pacing. You do not have to answer every question immediately. You do not have to tell him your entire life story on date number 1. You do not have to constantly explain yourself. Because the truth is, men love the feeling of discovering you. And if he already knows everything in the first week, there is nothing left for him to lean into. He asks you about your past. Instead of giving him a 20-minute emotional TED Talk, you smile and say, "That's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you another time." That tiny bit of mystery keeps him thinking about you. Because now he feels like there is more. And that is the key. The women men obsess over are not always the loudest women. They are often the women who make a man feel like there is still something left to uncover. Habit 2. Productive tension through playful challenge. The second feminine habit is not agreeing with everything he says. A lot of women become overly agreeable around a man they like. They laugh at every joke. They agree with every opinion. They act like they love everything he loves, and they think that makes them more attractive. But usually, it just makes them forgettable. Because attraction needs tension. Not toxic tension, not fighting, not drama. Playful tension. The kind that makes him think, wait, she is different. Men are naturally drawn to women who have their own opinions. Women who challenge them a little. Women who are not afraid to say, "Really? That's interesting, because I completely disagree." That does not make you difficult. It makes you memorable. Because when a woman is too easy, too agreeable, too available, men stop feeling like they have to earn anything. And what people do not have to earn, they usually do not value. In practice, this could look like, he says his favorite movie is something you hate. Instead of saying, "Oh my God, I love that movie too," you smile and say, "No way, that movie is so overrated. I can't believe you actually like it." Now suddenly there is energy. Now there is banter. Now there is chemistry. Because you are no longer acting like somebody who wants his approval. You are acting like somebody who already approves of herself. And that energy is magnetic. Habit 3. owning your sexual energy without apology. This is the habit that changes everything. Because most women think men are obsessed with women who are overly sexy, overly performative, overly revealing. But that is usually not true. Men are not obsessed with women who constantly perform femininity. They become obsessed with women who are comfortable in it. There is a huge difference. A woman who is comfortable with her own sensuality does not need to prove it. She does not need validation every 5 minutes. She does not need to force attention. She does not need to act louder than she is. She simply feels grounded in herself, and men feel that immediately. Because there is something incredibly attractive about a woman who is fully aware of her own energy, but is not desperate for everybody else to validate it. That kind of confidence is rare, and honestly, it drives men crazy. Because when a woman is comfortable with her femininity, she becomes softer, slower, more present. She stops acting like she has to compete with men. She stops acting like she has to harden herself to be respected, and instead, she trusts her own presence. In practice, this looks like, instead of nervously over-talking on a date because you want him to like you sit back. You hold eye contact a little longer. You speak more slowly. You let silence exist without panicking. That is powerful, because men are deeply drawn to women who feel emotionally safe in their own skin. And yes, this is also where the controversial part comes in. There is power in softness. There is power in allowing a man to lead sometimes, not because you are weak, not because you need him, but because true feminine energy is not about controlling everything. It is about knowing you are safe enough not to, and the right man will never use that softness against you. He will protect it. If you have ever been told you are hard to read and secretly loved it, comment mystery below. Habit 4. Selective interest instead of universal availability. The fourth feminine habit is giving your energy selectively. A lot of women give every man the exact same version of themselves, the same attention, the same texting speed, the same emotional access, the same effort. And then they wonder why men stop valuing them. But the truth is, if everybody gets access to you, your attention stops feeling special. Men are much more attracted to women whose energy feels earned. Not impossible, not cold, not rude, earned. Because when a man puts in effort and sees that you respond to that effort, it feels rewarding. But if he gives you the bare minimum and still gets the full version of you, there is no reason for him to rise. This is where so many women accidentally train men to be lazy. They text first all the time. They double text. They over-explain. They give boyfriend energy to a man who has not even planned a proper date. And then they wonder why they feel emotionally exhausted. He texts you at 10 p.m. saying, "Hey stranger." Instead of replying in 3 minutes with excitement, you finish what you are doing. You keep your plans. You reply when it actually works for you. Because your life does not stop every time he appears. And here is the truth that a lot of women do not want to hear. Sometimes the most feminine thing you can do is stop over-giving. Stop over-explaining. Stop over-proving. Stop over-performing. The right man does not need you to do everything. He needs you to give him room to step up. And if he never does, then that tells you everything. Habit 5. Maintaining your gravitational center. The fifth feminine habit is staying at the center of your own world. This might be the most important one of all, because the second many women start liking a man, they stop being themselves. Their hobbies disappear, their routines disappear, their friendships disappear, their standards disappear. Suddenly, their whole emotional world starts revolving around him. And the problem is, men can feel that. The women men stay obsessed with are usually the women who still have their own life, their own goals, their own friends, their own passions, their own rhythm. Because that woman feels powerful. She feels like someone you have to keep up with. Not because she is playing games, but because she is genuinely busy building a life she loves. And the truth is, that is what creates long-term attraction. A man does not want to feel like he is your entire world. At first, maybe his ego likes it, but eventually, it becomes pressure. Because if he feels like your happiness completely depends on him, attraction slowly starts to disappear. He asks to see you Friday night, but you already had dinner plans with your friends. Instead of canceling everything immediately, you say, "I'd love to see you, but I already have plans. I'm free Saturday, though." That is not rejection. That is self-respect. And believe it or not, men respect women more when they see that their life does not revolve around them. Because the woman men cannot stop thinking about is usually the woman who never stopped thinking about herself. These 5 habits are not tricks. They are not games. They are the natural result of a woman who knows her worth. A woman who does not rush. A woman who does not chase. A woman who does not abandon herself just because she likes someone. And that is the woman men remember. Because the woman men obsess over is never the woman desperately trying to keep their attention. It is the woman whose attention feels valuable in the first place. The woman men cannot stop thinking about is never the woman who stopped thinking about herself. Which of these 5 habits feels hardest for you right now? Be honest, drop it below. And if you want more truth about attraction, feminine energy, dating, and human psychology, make sure you like, subscribe, and come back for the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.